Everybody, what the heck's up? I'm back, and I've finally made the Underworld showcase now, or at least that's what this video is. In case you didn't read the freaking title. Sorry this took so long. I just haven't exactly had the motivation to create content lately. So, usually with the monster showcase, I have it like showing the monster that I'm reading all the information for. Yeah, well, screw that. Shoot! I forgot. Oh God. Take three of this singing video. God, welcome to the. I don't know if it's the long-awaited Underworld Showcase. I don't want to sound egotistical, but this is the Underworld Showcase. So I guess, as usual, I'll go over the method for the island and how you unlock the monsters real quick, and then I'll read the bios and all their information. So, Underworld would be an island, like, just so you know that none of this is real. Of course, you guys know that, but I guess sometimes you might get confused. Just don't. So, I'll just use wood a lot. So, Underworld would be unlocked at level 25. And so, the way this works is rare Clamble, rare Stog, and Clamble. Why did I say that in that order? They're teleported to Underworld at level 20. And as for the dipsters, each one will be bought for 2 keys. I would have made it like 3 to 5 keys, but I mean, they've got an okay song. It's not worth that much. And as for the 6 new monsters, you might see them in this silhouette because, you got Stog and Clambo. Everyone else here is new and not bought with keys. So, the way to unlock them, I don't know. I decided to do some weird stuff. You just got to do a bunch of rather unorthodox junk to unlock these guys. Like, you might have to zap a couple monsters into them. There's no time limit, so don't freak out. You might have to zap a couple monsters into them, mute some other guys, and buy some decorations or some crud. That's just an example. And God, oh Jesus. This is my third take, so forgive me if I'm not as graceful as I usually would be. And I guess I'll just get started on the bio. The bio, the actual showcase. Jeez. Dude. Alright, oh god, I'm sick of this crud. This is Ra, the first Underworld monster that was designed, not unlocked. You can unlock these guys in whatever order you want. I made a design that was pretty similar to this one back when I collaborated with a fellow My Singing Monsters fan known as Logan Peters on his Underdwellers Island, which was also a dipster-based island. I had to make so many monsters for that island, man. It was I designed a dipster who played cymbals and drums and stuff. And so I sent it to Logan just because I thought, you know what? I'll just do one monster for fun. And so I sent it to him. He's like, "Oh, that's cool, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. Do what you want. I don't give a crud." And so like 2 weeks later, he says, "Yo, did you design any more monsters for Underworld?" I'm like, "No, that was just for fun, man." Then he's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna assign you with designing like 20 monsters in 6 days." And I'm like, "Dear God, I'm not like sassing Logan Peters. I'm just telling a story. I love the guy. His content it's great. He's a chill dude." And so I may have designed like well, it wasn't exactly 20 I don't know, it was about maybe 20 monsters or so. I think I was able to make 13 or 14 before I gave up and I was like, "Dude, I can't do this anymore. It is damaging my mental health, bro. Forgive me." And he's like, "Bro, don't sweat it." So, he's a chill guy. So Ra's song consists of ah. His element is Earth, because I gave these guys elements for some stupid reason. I don't even know. Class is Dipster, because duh. So, here's the first example of the weird ways you'd obtain these monsters. So, for Ra, on an island of your choice, this would only work on, actually, Plant Island. In the last take, I said Gold Island, but happiness doesn't matter there. So, on an island of your choice, mute every monster except a group of happy and brats, mammoths, and noggins. So, how this works is you mute all the monsters on your island except for the Emprats, Mammoths, and Noggins you own, which you have to have at least 2 of those guys, by the way. 2 of all those, at least 2 Emprats, at least 2 Mammoths, and at least 2 Noggins, and they should all be at 100% happiness. Then, like, that goal tab where you have the accomplished goals? It'll be like, Um, yo, bro, you did all the junk you gotta do to get raw. Go check your nursery on Underworld. So then, there you go. Hatching time, 20 hours. Don't worry about breeding, because I just told you how to unlock these guys. You don't breed them. Bio. Do you like China, decorative glass, and any other amorphous solids? I don't know if China is an amorphous solid, but I did like 2 minutes of research for this junk. Well, woe betide if Ra happens to find your collection. They have the same interests and become so excited in the presence of glass that they start singing. In fact, they sing so loudly and so well, honestly, that any glass in the room will burst into a bunch of little pieces. Which works for Ra since they prefer broken glass over the non broken variety. Factoid: Raws have awfully destructive tendencies, but they really don't mean any harm. The sound and look of things breaking is oddly amusing. I have no idea why this is the kind of crud I decided to write for Raw, but I just thought it would be fun to just dive into the, I guess, the quirkiness. I don't know. I wanted to do something funny rather than, I don't know, that's not funny. I just wanted to do something different rather than exploring the like just most bios in MSM explore how the monsters look. It's like Mammoth has fur, Potbelly's a plant, and Noggin, he's got rocks. But I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do something stupid. And yeah, I don't know what to call these bios. So this is Ko. He plays a taiko drum, and when choosing for the when choosing the elements for this for the underworld monsters, I was like, Ko should be Earth, considering that he's a percussionist, and most percussionists, well, and most Earth elementals in my singing monsters are in fact percussionists. And I'm like, crud, Earth is taken. Ross got the element of Earth, and I guess Ko's red, so he's the element of fire. Heck yeah! His class is Dipster. How to obtain any noggins, pummels, and canas that you have? They got to be like super happy, man. Like 100% happiness. Buy them decorations and monsters to get them to max happiness, and you got yourself an incubating Co. Hatching time 20 hours. Bio. Fashioning an oversized drum from a species of tree known as red dude. That's going to be a decoration I'll never design. Co takes inspiration from a specimen of surface world. I'll get to that. Rare pummel. It finds the wooden clanky to be the complete opposite of wooden, that's an adjective, and has a notable liking towards the sound. They were previously singers in the group known as Ba Alte, and so, I'll get to that too. But they felt like they were jacking up the group's steez and decided to part ways in favor of defining themselves in the group more than they already were, which was kind of pointless since the Quadro and Co are deeply respected in the underworld, but a Co prefers to be part of the minority, and this minority helps add to the song so nobody freaking cares. So, a few things I gotta cover. In the bio it says Co takes inspiration from a specimen of surface world. So dipsters, they live underground. So, they consider like plant island, cold island, ethereal island, etc. They call that surface world because that's on the surface, not underground. And then I mentioned a group of singers called Ba Alte, and so that's another that's another monster on this island that I blew by. This is what they look like. I'll get to their stuff later. So, I guess that's about it. So, factoid: Co's are as hipster as dipsters get. Refusing to be a part of the minority and all. They try to be as subversive as they can because that's what hipsters do. So next up, waha, Ba Alte, and so I have fun designing these dudes actually. As they get taller, the plant on top of their head is more bloomed. Why? I don't know. I guess I thought it would be cool. I didn't. I like to think of myself as a pretty sciencey boy. I love science, and sometimes I put science into my monsters. But I guess that's only sort of the case with this one. Maybe since the one guy, he's the shortest, like not enough sunlight gets to his flower for it to bloom properly. But see, this tall boy, he's stealing all the sunlight for himself. That's why he's so tan and why this guy's so pale. I don't know. That's probably not even the real reason. I was just having fun! Get off my back! So, song consists of Mark II. They just yell a lot, but it's more methodical. Elements: plant, class, dipster, how to obtain, bigify at least 4 souls, those are the yellow dipsters, and potbellies, while also having them be the loudest monsters on the island. So you've only got to do this on one island. I'll just go with Plant Island. So on Plant Island, you turn down the volume for everyone except the souls and potbellies, so it's like they'd be at full volume while everyone else might be at half volume. And then also bigify your 4 or more souls and potbellies. So, yeah. You might want to save up on your diamonds for this crud, because it'll be costly. Hatching time, 20 hours. Bio. Any group of Bas, Als, Tays, and or So's are seen as something similar to celebrities in Underworld. They're all about communication and collaboration, forming harmonies with both singers and instrumentalists wherever they go. My throat is dying. This is the third take, man. Geez, a few years ago, I could last way longer. Don't take that out of context. So forming harmonies wherever they go. Well, whenever they go, that is. They enjoy communicating, sure, but not with the outside world. Psh, their duties to their home and their song. Each member of the quartet plays an equally important role compared to the other, so their particular vocal ranges must be combined to produce a jam that meets their standards completely. So, did I mention the harmonies in this one? Did I? I don't I don't think I did all. This guy, Ba Altan, so they form a killer harmony. At least the harmony I think is killer. Fun fact, or factoid, I might switch between the two phrases. Similarly to Entbrats, Bas, Als, Tays, and So's sprout from the ground rather than hatching from an egg. I guess because they're plants or some crud. This is Mo. So I don't know about you guys, but I've always liked it in my singing monsters when like the decorations or the structures or the instruments that the monsters play are, other monsters. I just think it's cool. It's uh, um in my last take I said something preachy like it establishes a strong sense of community within the game. Like everybody's just collaborating on the islands and monsters do all sorts of junk. And so I mentioned structures. If you go in DOF, Dawn of Fire, the ice machine, it's like this cool elephant looking guy that's all frozen over. I thought that was pretty neat. And there was this scrapped diamond based structure that's like a cool pig thing. So it's like, oh man, that's neat. And so in the game, you got yourself, the globes. They're sentient decorations, which I think is rad. I don't know. I just can't really explain why I like the idea. And then the Invertigus pads, and then it's like Riff's guitar. That's my favorite. It's like he's playing another little monster, which is what I kind of incorporated with these dudes. These guys are the Marmugs. This is Mo. All of the dipsters have the monosyllabic names. One syllable. So like Ra, Ba, Al, Te, So, Ko, Mo. That's one syllable, baby. I just wanted to keep up with the trend. Although I know that the original dipsters are named after like Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, and Do, the 8 music junks. So I'd make some stupid sound to describe these guys' song, but it's just Pommel in the Composer app. Elements consist of poison because bugs. That's going to be important later. Class Dipster. How to obtain? Make it so that the only monsters that are performing on Ethereal Island are any bug-like monsters, which I think, I'm just going from memory, I could be wrong. I think the only bug-like monsters on Ethereal Island are Humbug and Araculele. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But make it so that they're the only ones performing, so mute everyone else. And then on Water Island, buy any decorations that Shellbeat, Rare Shellbeat, and Epic Shellbeat like. I know I mentioned an Epic Shellbeat that doesn't exist, but it's like, if it did, its likes would be part of what, Mo and Marmugs need. So, hatching time, 20 hours. Bio! This is a long one. Wait, did I? Holy crud, I don't remember if I read about the the monsters. Oh, Jesus, I think I completely skipped the monsters that are teleported here. Crud, I just lost my place in the bio. What the heck is wrong with me? Alright. I guess I'll get to the monsters that are unlocked here. How to obtain. I already read that Hatch Time 20 Hours bios. Moes travel all over the multiverse just to find the right companion to play their songs with. A Mo is about as free as a spirit can get down in Underworld, going as far as to compose their own songs to play in their free time, which they don't get very much of, considering their prominent role in their homeland song. But everybody's got to take time for themselves every once in a while. This may sound odd, considering that Moes are percussionists, but within that drum-playing body lies a creative mind in every Mo. The only way to execute their ideas is to call upon friends from another land, those friends being a rare species known as the marmugs. Moes and marmugs have formed a legendary symbiotic relationship and produced the fattest beats on their own. So, what the heck did I mention? And they don't get very much free time because of their prominent role in the Homeland song. That is true. I think Mo and the Marmugs, I think they actually play throughout almost the entire song, although there is like a part where it goes silent. So, Mo and the Marmugs, they are in fact the most prominent monsters in the song, which I guess is kind of ironic because you think the Dipsters would be most prominent. That is incorrect! So, fun fact, Marmugs aren't the only monsters that Mo's have been known to bond with. Who knows? Maybe they'll play something else on an upcoming island. Wink, nudge. That's not a teaser, except it is. So, next up, we got Pal. Ooh, this guy's one of my favorites. If I had my way when it came to drawing these things to scale, Big Pal and Little Pal would have been like way bigger in the silhouette teaser. I'm talking like level 20 Entbrats kind of big. God, that was disgusting. Sorry. So, another weird thing that I always like in my singing monsters, or that I would like, is if like there was a more of a sense of scale, like diversity in the sizes of monsters, because they're monsters. You'd think I know they all look different, but you'd think they'd have some different sizes. Like, give me something giant and give me something microscopic. I guess Furcorn checks out because like he's a 2-element, yet he's like the smallest monster in the game next to Thumpies actually. So I guess that's it. In the silhouette drawing, it is not to scale. Pow would be like 1.5 times bigger. When I say these guys are going to be are meant to be huge, they're meant to be gigantic. See that? See the guy that looks tiny trying to lift the bass drum that they play? Dude, he's big himself. The big Pow's even bigger. So, song consists of boom, 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 rinse and repeat. Just 4 booms with the bass drum. I know it's like if you listen to the song, it might sound kind of unoriginal, but it changes every once in a while, and it's in good spots. Trust me. Elements are cold because the big one has fur or something. Class Dipster, how to obtain. If you happen to own any Melda blends, that is a drum decoration in my singing monsters. That when you go into view mode, you tap on the Melda blend, and it'll make a little drummy noise. So all the Melda blends you have, drum on them 12 times, and then for a couple of these guys, you do have to zap monsters, but there's no time limit. 8 shell beats are needed for POW. Hatch time, 20 hours when it gets to the nursery, You zap your shell beats, tap all your Melda blends, it'll go in the goal tab. It's like, oh, Jesus, get your POW. Bio. A reference would be made to the popular pairing of brains and brawn, but there are certainly no brains here. Absent brains are more made up for by the Little Pow's infinite strength, which they take advantage of to hoist that gigantic bass drum that Big Pow's play simply and rhythmically. That was a run-on sentence! They may be more on the dumber side of Dumb and Dumber, but they care deeply about contributing to their home song. In fact, Big Pals care deeply about most things in the underworld, fitting the title of Gentle Giant. They wouldn't hurt a fly, a bush, or even a dust bunny for that matter, as all life, big and small, is precious to a Big Pal. How freaking preachy. As for the smaller Pal, they focus on getting totally swole. Why? Fun fact, Big Pals may be dumb as heck, but they've been shown to be some of the kindest monsters in the monster world. They take a hike all the way to another island just to give somebody a hug. Daw. And Little Pal would help them every step of the way. Also, when Pals are born, they're almost always born in even numbers unless it's like some kind of condition. Half of the Pals born will be big, and half will be little. This is Oot. He plays a flute, and so he may play at the end of Underworld song, but trust me, when I say that it, Ra, Ba, Al, Te, and So form one heckin' sextet, which I guess would also count as a trio, because Ba, Al, Te, and So are all bought as one monster, then there's Ra and Oot, but dude, I mean, I guess them forming one heckin' sextet. Does depend on your preference, though. Whether or not a flute, a choir, and a raspy singer can do anything good together is up to you. Song, it's a flute or a reed. Elements, question mark. That may or may not be explained depending on how smart you are. Class dips or how to obtain. Bigify every law and gazzed on your islands before buying at least 20 bagpipes. Also, Zappa, just one chorister. Just give him one chorister for oot. And so, you spend your diamonds, start saving up. Hey, these guys will cost a lot. Bigify all the laws. They're the white mushroom dipsters and the gaz on both Plant Island and Ethereal Island. And that's all you gotta do. Hatch time 20 hours bio. Much like many of Underworld's residents, Ood has taken inspiration from the surface world, I'll get to that, to carve its instrument, basing it on the appearance of the reeds from a reed. Holy crud. Basing it on the appearance of the reeds on a reedling's back, Oot carves its very own flute. Calming spores are produced from the mushroom cap atop an Oot's head, which are blown out through the flute. This helps calm the unapologetically barbaric attitude of Underworld that would normally occur. It's not necessarily a form of hypnosis, rather a lullaby. If one saw what Underworld was like in the past, the effect of Oot's flute would be shown to be profound, but they've played for so long that the calm state is kind of the norm. They're super chill. Ancient studiers believe that Oot's flutes were magic, which has since been debunked. But certain piece of evidences would... Come on! I had such a good momentum there, man! I was gonna do like some cool teaser thing, but I had to jack it up! Certain pieces of evidence would suggest otherwise. I'd start screaming again, but my throat's dead, bro. So that's the teaser part of this thing. Magic! Fun fact, Oots eat pots, not food, straight up ceramic pots, which totally wasn't decided because of a typo or anything. So, in the middle of this bio, I said that they take inspiration from Surface World. I'll get to that, but I think I already explained that with Co. So I'm actually going to stop this recording now and check whether or not I read about Stog, Clamble, Dipsters, Rare Stog, and Rare Clamble. So, see you in the next second of this video, I guess. The last part of this video, turns out I forgot to read Stog, Clamble, everybody else that's teleported here. So, I'll just go over a few things. Stog, Clamble, Rare Stog, and Rare Clamble do not have any unique sounds of their own, but they do have unique bios, and they're teleported at level 20. Dipsters are bought for 2 keys, blah, blah, blah. Stog! During a mishap on the usual expedition for treasure, a stout-hearted Stog stumbled into an awfully striking structure. I'm so proud of that alliteration. Well, not necessarily a structure, rather a system of caves. It was almost like an amusement park, this system. When it came to a stop, a sight for sore eyes was seen, another alliteration. An underground society of dipsters with legs! The Stog and a companion were happy to be welcomed to what was known as Underworld. Now they jam with their newfound friends whenever they please. So, in Underworld, the dipsters got legs, man, because, you'd look at the islands in which the dipsters are available, they're popping out of holes, but Underworld is where those holes lead, so you get to see the full body experience of dipsters for all you... I'm not going to finish that sentence. Clamble! After Stog stumbling into Underworld, its trusty Clamble compatriot, the character in my Underworld comic, the trailer, sought to find out where it had gone. It followed the newly dug entrance to the cave system, and down the Clamble went, down into Underworld. I said that so many times in this video, so sorry if that was annoying. Finding a new group of friends in a striking new land, the Clamble happily provides a solid course of percussion throughout the song, operating side by side with the dipsters and the newbies, which I guess dipsters is a class now. It exchanges intermittent clams with the dipsters' more traditional forms of percussion to produce something truly awesome. So, next up is Rare Stog, well, I guess one of my more favored bios, along with Mo and the Marmugs. Using their powerful peepers, a Rare Stog track the masterful melodies of an unfamiliar land to one huge hole. That's the hole Common Stog dug. With the glowing crystals atop their back, the Rare Stog lit its way down a swirling group of tunnels and underground ways. The signal it caught almost sounded like like a heartbeat, the beat of the earth. This was a sound that the rare stog was inevitably drawn to due to its profound connection to the element of earth, so it followed and followed and followed. After becoming acquainted with the dipsters of Underworld and the underlings from the surface, rare stogs have become quite popular with the underground public. So, I described rare stog's powerful peepers, which its eyes are officially called powerful peepers, and it's My Singing Monsters Bio and Firehaven. And then I mentioned that using their peepers, the rare stog tracked the melodies of Underworld, which is another reference to the My Singing Monsters bio for rare stog, because it says they can basically see sound. And last but not least for this, well, no, not last, not least, still got to do dipsters. Rare Clamble! After a while, rare Clambles tend to run out of the silvery metal they used to forge their armor. Seeking a new mine or more discarded plates, the rare Clamble used its head plate to dig itself a hole, to mine metal from, as one would. But one should know never to dig straight down, as it fell through the ceiling of the dipster's underworld. It fell right in the middle of the finale and caused quite the disturbance for sure. But the dipsters didn't care and were happy to welcome a new friend to their society. This rare Clamble has since put its armor forgery on hold to provide companionship for its, companions. You could say that this rare Clamble meeting the dipsters was quite serendipitous. You thought that joke was cancerous? Well, in the one part where I said, but one should know never to dig straight down, that's a reference to Minecraft. Because, bro, you don't just dig straight down. You gotta go kind of dig down 3 blocks, then over a couple, then down 3 and over a couple, because then you're gonna fall in lava or meet a few zombies and die. So next up, this is last but not least, dipsters. Lo and behold, Underworld, the home of the dipsters. The 5 natural islands and Ethereal Island are quite lovely, sure, but they are merely the dipsters' homes away from home. They are active travelers, always seeking a new tune to be attuned to. I was not paid to write that, sadly. But the place with which their hearts truly lie is Underworld, aiming to put the dip in diphthong. They sing almost 2 times as many notes as they would anywhere else to give their homeland an established sense of whoa! So, I mentioned aiming to put the dip in diphthong, and what the heck? Alright, the computer's not responding. So, I believe I incorrectly used the word diphthong here. A diphthong in, the English language is when, you've got 2, I believe they're vowels. Yeah, 2 vowels. And rather than having a consonant in the middle of them, it just kind of fades from one to another. I believe an example of this would be ow. It's like ah and then ooh. So I guess I thought, the dipsters, they do 2 notes instead of 1 for all of them. So that's a diphthong, baby. But that's not true. But like I said, I only did like 2 minutes worth of research for this island. So get off my freaking back. And I believe on that note, I'm in My Singing Monsters Showcase. It's a note. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry this took so long to make. Just been dealing with crazy different levels of motivation. I've got my heart set on D&D and Pokemon, man. Maybe I'll make a Dungeons and Dragons channel and a good god and a Pokemon channel in the future. I don't know, because I know this is the My Singing Monsters channel. Don't get all worried. It's still, My Singing Monsters stuff. So, thanks for watching. Sorry to keep you waiting. Goodbye, everybody.